Hello, everyone, and welcome to For the Queen Bee. I don't know why.
Natalie is multiplying. I always knew it.
We do it live, ladies and gentlemen, and they-dems. We do it live.
Listen, she's got a thing with time, and so it's just real tricky.
What it do?
Hello.
What it do?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Of course. Hello there, everybody. My name is CorgtheMighty. I like talking about lore things online. I like researching lore and then explaining it for everybody else. And today, I am going to be playing everybody's favorite procurer of miscellaneous items, Buzzlebee. If you need a quick fix, if you need an extra antenna or wings because yours got damaged, you come to Buzzlebee. You might have to trade away half of your home for that, but that's the bricks.
Hi, I'm Hazel. I use they, she pronouns, and today I will be playing Daisy. She's just a silly little bumblebee.
Moving right along.
Think that would be me. Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG/D&D verse here on the interwebs, and I'm playing Jaune. He is your worker bee, kind of like a security, officer. But is he? What's that paper in his hand? You don't need to worry about that.
Just a will be question mark. Moving on down, we're going to go over to Justin.
Hey gang, I'm Justin Galliani. I use they, them pronouns, and so does my character today, Marigold. And you can find me at SoYouWannaBeADM all over the place. Marigold is a carpenter bee, and probably also other things. Maybe a shady character. Listen, I'm trying to build something here.
Oh, okay, all right. We'll go ahead and move on over to Dakota.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dakota. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me on most places on the internet at Western Dakota, especially if you like football and TTRPGs and think that they go together like I do.
Today I'm going to be playing Ophelia. She is a nice little worker bee who is very devoted to her queen and totally doesn't need a break and totally doesn't need to stop because burnout isn't a thing. It's not real. It's not real. I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Burnout isn't a thing. It's not real. It's not real. I'm fine.
And last but not least, we've got Lise.
Hello there, I am Lise, also known as HappyTacos on the interwebs. I go by she, they pronouns. I am a voice actor and also a tabletop RPG performer. Tonight I'm going to be playing Sty Bizzwell, who is a assistant at the production line for the Hive, and she's hoping to get that wonderful raise to supervisor. Let's hope she gets there tonight.
Let us hope. And thank you so much to our very first donation. We are, as you see, raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We have a little, if you look over that direction, a little roll for wishes fact chart, if you'd like to read those while the game is going. The Make-A-Wish Foundation grants wishes to children who are going through cancer and other such diseases. And so we are giving them their final wishes in hopes that that will give them the best life that we absolutely can provide. Every donation counts, every dollar matters, but we do have a goal tonight of $250, which is going to go even further towards our cause of $20,000, which we are at 16.9. So we're almost at that 17K. I think by now we are at 17K. So my goal personally would be great if we could get to 17 with 500. I don't know. That's just me personally. All donations go directly to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we also have some rewards that could affect the game today. Such rewards can include character questions, actually changing someone's answer, invoking chaos chaos and making the players have certain quirks throughout their game. And even a mysterious stranger can appear during their travels. We also have some rewards that are from our lovely players, such as Justin. Justin, do you mind giving us a little taste? I know I didn't warn you beforehand of the kinds of rewards that you are offering for today.
As a matter of fact, Natalie, I have them written down just in case you were to ask such a question.
I'm so proud of you.
It appears I'm offering 3 things.
Yes.
Our producers, yes, 3 things. So for 25, you can have me appear on your podcast, and I'll just do that, and I'll dance for you, and that's fine. And then for 25, also, I can create a custom D&D subclass, and we can talk about that. And then for 40, I'll create a custom D&D one shot just for you. You throw at me a couple of insane ideas, and I'll figure it out, and we'll work together, and it'll be a collaboration. But you do need to put your email address or some way to contact you when you make the donation. In the past, people have left anonymous donations, which is beautiful. We love it. But if you want the thing, also, I need to contact you. So,
yes.
Thanks
Please
so
make
much.
sure that with your donations that you add just a little way that we can contact you. An email is just fine, and we'll be sure to give you all of those rewards. A quick thing for our players. If you don't know how to play this game yet, this is kind of how we're going to do it. For the Queen is a question-based storytelling and world-building game where my players will take turns answering questions that I'll read aloud, and we'll see their devotion to our glorious queen by the end of it. While taking turns, our players, other players can add input to a character's answer by putting their finger under their nose as such, for they must dash them a question. So if everyone, and then for our lovely Lise, they're going to raise their Nintendo DS, which is going to be great. And then as another safety tool, if we encounter a question or an answer that we do not want included into the game, everyone's going to make a big X with their arms up on the screen, and that content is removed immediately from the game, with just being able to pass on through and going to the, yes, hiding would be great. Good job, Lise. I'm loving it. To my players, you can choose to draw a new question if you find a question just doesn't fit your vibe, or you can give me a compelling argument why this question should actually go to someone else. So we're going to continue answering question cards until the queen is under attack. Do you defend her is drawn. Each player will then answer that question, then the game is over. Sound good, players? Alrighty, well, if it's okay with our audience, we're going to go ahead and buzz right in with a little bit of a introductory. I need you all to imagine the beautiful, sweet honeysuckles that are just growing upon the farmhouse over towards the glen. You see beautiful roses, daisies, daffodils, with the sweet, sweet nectar that you all collect for your beloved queen. Yes, the queen has been ever so benevolent to you specifically, as the rains have been stalled for quite a while. But there's some sort of a presence that is disturbing her. She actually asks all of you to join her in a specific mission because she knows that you love her, that you're very loyal to her. As you all embark on this mission, gathering any supplies that you need, extra pollen, extra honey, extra, I don't know, buzzquill if you need it. I'm sure Buzzlebee will have plenty of that upon the way. You all go forth with the queen on a secret mission. Now, we will go in turn order, starting with Buzzlebee for your first question. If I can pick it up. There we are. Buzzlebee.
Mm-hmm.
If you left or were dismissed from the Queen's service, what life would you return to?
Well, if I was dismissed from the Queen's service, I would simply return to serving the community, because, as everyone knows, Buzzlebee's heart is quite large. There are lots of us, lots of bees out there, and sometimes they tend to get stepped on a little bit, and they need a little bit of a hand up. So I would go back to doing that, I do believe. Yes, providing excellent wares at a discount cost.
That is quite a noble pursuit and quite a pursuit of comfort, I would think. Marigold has a bit of something to say about that, though.
Yes, Marigold, my dear friend.
Of course, old-time friend indeed. Buzzlebee, tell me, this community outreach program of philanthropy that you hope to maybe get back to, is it something that would require a brick and mortar, or is this a traveling sort of service? Maybe a cart is involved.
Oh, a cart. Listen, most of my wares are in certain central locations, but having some meals on wheels, as it were, that would certainly pique my curiosity, I do have to say. Are you potentially offering your services in that regard?
Perhaps we can sweeten the deal.
Also, I like your mustache. I see you've been growing it in. It's working out very nicely for you.
Thank you so much. The ointment you sold me is doing wonders.
Yeah, you remember to apply it 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
That's good. Sometimes you start seeing colors every now and again, kaleidoscope type deal, but that passes.
I thought that was a different thing.
Sure it is. We'll run with that.
Jaune, it seems like you have a query.
I think Jaune would be curious if this brick and mortar setup would have a back room of sorts, like either a back room or a basement, like a secret hatch that only a select few would know.
Why are you wanting to know about that, Juan? Am I not a trustworthy individual?
And I believe Jaune will give you this look. Just this look, this knowing look that you two probably shared before. You know what we doing. You know what's going on. You know the plans.
Well, I cannot say, I will say that anything that goes on in this location will be completely above board, at least on paper. And if you were to want to help out with the cause, if you were to be for the cause, wink, we could we could try roll credits. We could potentially work you into it if you would like to help out.
How about I introduce you a cause of my own, and they slide you a paper, and all it says is revolution, revolt.
I'm surprised, but I didn't know that bees could write. That's actually quite impressive.
I've been getting good
how
on my
did you learn to
penmanship.
do that?
I can only write one word at a time. If you try to get me to write 2 words in a sentence, that's why it's all in big bold letters.
But you're still making headway on it. That is good. That is good.
And then the 3rd word on there says bravery, which read from bottom up says bzz.
Buzzery. I like it.
Incredible.
I'm just going to fold that up and put it in my back pocket, and I'll be like, be in touch.
We shall be in touch.
Very, very interesting. We'll go ahead and move on over to Miss Daisy. Daisy, when was the last time the Queen was gentle with you?
Well, we have tea quite a lot, and so usually with tea we just talk. I don't know if there's ever been a time when she's been cross with me, so I don't know if she's been anything other than gentle, really.
Well, that is very good to know, and it is good to know that a queen can be so kind that you have nothing bad to say against her.
She's as sweet as the honey as we make.
It's true. It's true. Let's go ahead and move on over to Jaune. Jaune, there is a rumor about you and the queen back at the royal court. How did it start? And is it true?
John's been doing a little bit of saboteur work. Just, a rumor here, a blase here. But, who's going to really figure it out? No one in the hive can really write, right? Until a piece of paper just, lands in the castle somewhere, right in front of the palace gates. And it's a picture of Jaune and the queen, seemingly to be a loving family. And is that a child? Who? What? And it's become an interesting conversation ever since.
That is quite the conversation indeed.
And I believe for Jaune, on one hand, when it comes to like any other royal guards, he's just like, put that away. We do not talk about that. Like, these are just rumors. But to those who have access to Buzzlebee's hidden chambers, the plan's in motion. The plan is working. Be on your guard. It's about to get wicked out here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Buzzlebee, you have something to say.
I decided to grow a mustache just like Marigold. I thought it would work well on me. So Jaune is aware of this rumor, yes? Quite aware. And you said that Jaune seemingly tries to push it to the side a bit.
All intents and purposes, Jaune, well, the Jaune that everyone else knows, doesn't know how to write. The Jaune that you know knows how to write. That looks like his handwriting. That looks like his drawing. You got a strong idea.
Now, Jaune ushers him into my secret chambers, which, if anybody ever tells you to go into Buzzlebee's secret chambers, do not take them up on that offer. That is never going to end well.
No, take them up on the offer. It's about to get fun out here. Bring them in. New recruitments.
You wouldn't happen to have had anything to do with that, would you? I know that you have particular talents befitting of this action.
What do we call bee limbs? Is it leg, arm?
Appendages.
Appendages, yeah. Because my brain's also seeing bee movie, like they anamorphic bees. But anyways,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
they put a little appendage over you, and they're just like, Buzzlebee, my old friend. And they just smile at you.
Jaune, my friend, and he's going to put his oddly slightly elongated appendage around you as if it's not his original appendage and it's just been modified onto there. I trust you. Right, I do trust you. But I shall also say, if you wish to be a part of the community giving project, I must also trust that you shall be open and honest with me, yes?
Have I not been open and honest with you every step of the way?
I think so. I mean, we've only been alive for a good many weeks at this point, I think. So, for as long as I've known you.
To me. Yes, as long as you've known me, we've been like brothers, comrades in arms, trying to build a better community. Yes.
Yes. We'll go with that.
And as we
And
go
then-
with that, we'll go ahead and move on over to Marigold as we leave these like two brothers over to the side. Marigold, this question actually comes from the chat who donated to ask you a question.
Oh God.
This is a bit of a personal question. Marigold, how does a bee grow a mustache and what style of stash is it? Please, further depth is required by the chat.
Well, firstly, let me say I'm glad you've noticed. If not for that, why am I even doing this? And so, the validation means a lot. To answer your question, though, how did I grow a stash? Well, the first thing is belief. You gotta believe in yourself, because if you're not confident, you're never gonna grow a stash. The second thing is a special ointment that Buzzlebee sold me 3 times a week. You apply it to your upper lip and you leave it on just until it starts to burn, and then another 30 minutes and then take it off. So it's excruciating, but it's worth it. So, and then what type of stash? Incredible. It was, so it's interesting. I am choosing to say that my stash in this moment is handlebar. Handlebar mustache. It goes around the mouth, no goatee or nothing. It's like, the color of honey, probably. And I love it. I love it. It makes me stand out. It gives me a little bit of personality. Yeah.
I feel like
You know, my
everyone
father always
knows,
said-
like from a bee's length, that they could see exactly who it is by your mustache.
They know exactly who it is. I'm very recognizable. You could pick me out of a lineup, some would say. A police sketch artist could draw me, no problem, is what some people would say.
Not that they would need to.
Nobody would ever need to. I'm a friend to the community. You know what I mean? People say crimes. I've never heard of them doing crimes. And so I'm just a construction owner, business owner.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
But that's the story about my mustache.
The chat was very intrigued, and so thank you so much for sharing more during
Of
this
course.
time. Appreciate it. Buzzlebee.
Just a little quick thing. Are you all right if I upload your testimonial about my mustache cream to our social media channel, not Twitter, Buzzer?
I think... Yeah, you know what? I'll be okay with it. Just make sure that you put a filter on it.
Okay.
Put one of those filters on it that gives me anime eyes.
Absolutely. I know exactly the type. And also,
Perfect.
let me just say, you'll make a killing on Bumble. Yes, it's named the same thing here because, it just already works.
Incredible. That's good. As a they, them, Bumble confuses me, but I appreciate what they're trying to do.
Have they not implemented they, them options yet?
They probably did. I haven't been on a dating app in a very long time. We're starting to character bleed a little bit here.
Yeah.
All right. My buzzy friends. Let's move on over to Ophelia. Ophelia, I have a question for you. What is something that you do for the queen that has prepared you well for this journey?
Oh, well, I do everything for the queen. I collect her food. I make sure that all her babies are okay. And I help carry out her royal decrees, and I make sure that everybody gets them, and I help organize the schedule, especially for this travel. I am an excellent keeper of an itinerary. I have made sure that every single part of this trip has been detailed down to the minute, down to the honey stops and the bathroom stops and the sleep breaks and who's driving when. I am absolutely all the time constantly in charge of her schedule that has had me well prepared for this moment.
Daisy.
Oh, Daisy, I believe you're muted.
Oh, yes. That is all right. We'll try again.
Are you okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
You seem a little frazzled.
I'm just like this normally. I'm totally fine. I'm absolutely perfect, and everything I do is for the queen, and so that makes it a-okay.
All right. Well, forgive my pun, but you seem like a busy bee. Marigold.
So fast, Ophelia. First of all, I'm a big fan of the name Ophelia. Let me ask you this. As the queen is your employer, does she give you lunch breaks?
What's a lunch break?
Interesting. I'm just gonna write that down. And do you get overtime?
I work overtime all the time. I am constantly working
bet you
over the
do.
time.
And they call it salary, don't they?
Yes.
Incredible. Incredible. Perfect. Here's a pamphlet. It's gonna improve your workflow.
I was told not to. I was told not to accept anything.
I bet you were. It's important literature. Listen, it's very important.
Okay.
And look at. There's a crossword puzzle in the middle.
Oh, I'm really good at those.
I bet you are. Okay.
Ophelia, as you're starting to do that crossword, Jaune approaches you.
And it's a very casual walk up to, as if Ophelia's looking through the pamphlet, Jaune just slides another piece of paper inside of the pamphlet. It looks like a page was torn out of it, but this page fits up perfectly.
What does it say?
And on that page, it just says, "You can have a better life. You can have a better position. You know who you are." And there's a little crown on there. Jaune says nothing. You just see, like, do you know Jaune?
Ooh, I probably would know of Jaune, but I don't think we like know each other on like a level, you know? Like probably in passing would have like known of each other, you know?
Like familiar face, but couldn't really pick him out in the crowd. So it's definitely one of those drive-by. Doop. Jaune disappears into the crowd.
Oh, I think you. Okay.
As this drive-by is going by, I think it's time to talk to Sty. Sty, a question for you. Other than the queen, there is someone else in this retinue that you love. Why are you keeping it a secret, Sty? You might be mute, my dear, at least for me.
Yeah, I know.
No, you're welcome.
I was laughing, don't worry. Who do I love or appreciate? Now, love comes in many forms.
It absolutely does, yes.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. I think out of everyone that I've known in my retinal, I think Ophelia is definitely someone who I appreciate and that I love because their kindness is just wholeheartedly they are always bringing so much joy and energy all the time. And despite the fact that we both have interacted with each other for so long and we're always helping for the queen, for our higher power, of course. I'm of course always seeing them every so often whenever I'm at meetings with my supervisor Bizzwell, but when they're meeting with the queen. And you know what? Sometimes we have some wonderful coffee talk and we are discussing things that just make us happy and like, oh, what are we doing afterwards? And what do we feel for our queen? And
Ophelia.
honestly, she just
go
brings
for
us
it.
so much joy. Yeah.
Ophelia, these are some kind words. Do you have something to say about that?
Oh my gosh, I certainly do. Sty is one of my favorite coworkers just because every time I talk to Sty, it feels like time slows down for a little bit and like I can breathe.
Yeah. Feel the exact same way. Oh my goodness.
You say so many kind things about Ophelia. Ophelia does so much for the hive. It's like you see a queen in her. I don't know. That's ooh. Buzzlebee, is that a mustache or just a pose? Wonderful. I
I'm
always
just
like to make sure.
contemplating, ruminating.
We love to stir the honey pot here. To all of my chat, we are at $45 currently. Woo, woo,
Let's
woo, woo.
go.
I hope you're enjoying the story, but just know that you can cause even more chaos if you head on over to our rewards. We have many ways to invoke even a crazier story with your help. And don't forget that all of the donations go straight over to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Let's move on back over to Buzzlebee. Buzzlebee, when did you know you would never forgive the queen?
When did I know I would never forgive the queen? And Buzzlebee is typically quite the forgiving person. There was a person that I loaned out a set of books to one time, and they were 3 weeks late, and I only took one of their thoraxes in return. Let's see. I would say there was a time. Some of you may remember, some of you might be a little bit too young in the hive, but there was a time where the production of nectar and pollen stalled a bit in this community, in this hive, and as a purveyor of wares, one of the primary ones within the hive, I sought out the queen directly. I said, "Shall we muster our combined resources in order to properly take care of this community?" And initially, she was quite resistant. Initially, she did not want to go about and freely spread the resources. She said, "How about we collect them within the higher-ups first? And then whatever's left over, the scraps, we can give to the populace," essentially. I'm paraphrasing slightly, but that was essentially the vibe, the buzz that was going on in the room. So, as a person who is a bleeding heart Buzzlebee such as myself, it was hard to look at the queen the same way after that. I was able to eventually convince her to let the food more freely flow, but it was an interesting experience.
We'll move on over to Ophelia, who has a question for Buzzlebee.
Yes.
I remember this very, very clearly. I was just a young larvae when this occurred. But I don't remember that version of the story. I remember that the queen very graciously spread all of the resources and used it as a way to motivate the workers to try to work a lot. To try to work a lot harder, and that's why production ended up getting increased, and that's why I wanted to work for the queen. Are you saying that the story that I heard was wrong? The queen would never lie, would she?
Oh, I'm not saying that she lied necessarily, simply that... Ophelia. Young, innocent Ophelia.
Thank you.
Many things, but...
Thank you.
You're welcome. There are certain things in this hive that you still need to learn about. See, there are many sides to each story. Things aren't as black and white around here, or should I say black and yellow. The queen did eventually relent to spreading the resources to the communities, but it did take a little bit of persuasion, is all I'm saying. The fact that it was not her immediate reaction to, well, it caused some suspicion to stir in me. Also, if I may say, you're doing a great job running around, taking care of everything. I actually got a new shipment of energy-providing nectar. If you want to partake in any of that, it is It is spiced with a little bit of this strange brownish mixture that we were able to get outside of the hive. I believe it's called caffeine. So, I hear that it works wonders.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really, really great. Anything to keep me up awake longer than I already am staying awake to help the queen.
From what I can tell, with this current mixture, you should be able to stay up 4 days in a row.
That's 2 days
Without
longer than the
any-
last time.
Exactly, without any immediate side effects.
Oh. I don't know though. I've heard that I shouldn't make deals with you because you take people's legs.
Oh, no. I simply am a very avid recycler. You enjoy recycling, don't you?
Well,
Are you saying you're anti-recycling?
Oh
no,
no.
I'm not anti anything. I'm pro almost everything that is good. And
Ophelia,
no,
we wouldn't want that rumor to start circulating. But don't worry, your friend Buzzlebee will make sure that stays between us.
no. Okay.
As Buzzlebee says these things and swiftly turns around and moves around, we're going to move on over to Daisy. Daisy! The queen ordered you to do something you knew you would regret. Have you forgiven yourself for doing it?
Oh. Well, I can't disobey the queen. She's the queen. But I didn't really like doing that.
I see
I
it
don't
was
know.
very hard for you.
I don't think so. No, I don't know if I could forgive myself for that.
All right. Jaune, do you remember any part of this instance?
If I may. I believe Jaune would come up to Daisy. It's, closing time in the beehive. Late at night. Bzzz. Comes up to Daisy. You remember, don't you? You know what's supposed to be going on. You remember the mission, right?
It's scary.
Scary, yes, but that's what change needs to be. Change is scary. But worthwhile, yes.
But what if I'm not strong enough for it?
You must be strong for her, for the princess, yes.
You're right.
So, grow a backbone, a spine, will you? Revolution is high and nigh. So long, Daisy. Bzzz.
Jaune is the phantom of the hive era. Buzzlebee, you have something to say.
Phantom of the Operas.
Yes.
Side note, I hate that the thing with Jaune is the yes.
I forget where this comes from, but it's in my mind just to be every question he asks. Yeah.
And you always have to do the slide with it.
New vocal stem unlocked. Yeah.
New vocal stem.
Oh,
But,
princess.
Please not another one.
Daisy, Jaune told me that you might be in need of a spine. I can procure one for you if you need it. We have a couple in the back.
Oh, well, I don't think that's entirely the spine that he meant.
Oh, okay.
But do you?
You can have it for home defense. Use it like a bat.
Please, no killing Daisy. No killing my bees on my stream, please.
This is so
No,
Daisy
he's
can
self-
protect
he's in
herself.
self-defense. I just lost it. Sorry, hold on. Well, I don't think I need that.
All right.
But
I just want to make sure you're protected.
maybe confidence. Do you have anything for confidence?
Hang about. And he's gonna rifle through like just a very comically oversized like black and yellow satchel that he always has on him, and he's going to pull out a book. And it's going to say like 50 tips for increasing your confidence. Now listen, as you know, bees aren't really effective writers. I did not personally write this myself. I paid a fox outside very handsomely for this because, as everyone knows, foxes can write.
Of course.
Yes. So maybe this will help. Of course, maybe it only increases fox confidence, but see if it works for you.
What's the cost?
Well, you are very devoted to the queen, yes?
I try to be.
You try to be. I'll say that for this one, I simply ask in return that you use it to take care of yourself, and that you keep an open mind. That is it. That is all I will request.
Okay.
Also, have you been looking to grow a mustache at all? I have some extra cream in this satchel somewhere.
As
If
the
you like.
mustache conversation goes about, Ophelia.
I just wanted to say, Daisy, that I know confidence is really, really hard to obtain and to have. I used to struggle with confidence a lot, but I just wanted to let you know that I have never heard one bad thing about your productivity and about your wonderful, amazing smile. So just, even if you might not have confidence in yourself, I have confidence in you.
Oh, thank you. That's really big coming from you.
Oh, well, I don't know why it's really big coming from me. I just do my job. But I appreciate that. Thank you, Daisy.
You're like the top worker in the hive. Of course it's big from you.
Oh, it's nothing. I just do my job.
Sty.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to discuss with Daisy and wanted to see how she was doing. And I heard that you think that listen, nothing wrong with Ophelia, but like the best worker in the hive. Are you sure about that?
Well, she's the one that I hear the queen talk about most at tea. And I see her around the
really?
most.
Oh, does the queen? How often do you have tea with the queen? By the way, it's like a everyday thing, or like every other week, or every other hour, or something like that.
We sit down maybe once a week.
Once a week. Oh, is there anything else you talk about, or any other bees? Perchance, anyone that perhaps needs maybe should deserve a raise or something like that. Just
Oh, I don't know. I have a terribly short memory. I'm sorry.
Short memory, but you remember Ophelia on these things apparently.
Only because she's come up more than once. If someone were to come up once, then maybe yes. But I don't remember if someone that only gets mentioned once. There are so many workers.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're getting on about. Well, by the way, I have brought you this wonderful honey latte with extra double shots of honeysuckle over here. This is for you. I brought it for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I wanted to share it with you. Of course, I was gonna bring it to my supervisor, Bushel, but she's away, obviously. But we're on this mission, so.
Thank you.
But in case you wanted to ever give a wonderful word to the queen about me, just saying, just. Anyways, we should, yeah.
As
Okay.
as Sty hands over the latte and offers a bit of a recommendation for themselves, and kind of buzzes off away while Daisy lackadaisically enjoys her latte. We're gonna move on over to Jaune. Jaune, this question is for you. What do you do that pleases the queen on this journey?
All right, I'm gonna make this short and sweet and as PG as possible. So we go back to that piece of paper of the child, right? Again, after hours, most of the colony's asleep. No one's really going to be the wiser to a worker bee that comes and goes from the palace. Most worker bees are working overtime anyway. He's a worker bee, he's a guard, he's an officer, he has many hats. Every now and then, John's gone for an hour or two in the queen's personal chamber.
Yeah. I mean that makes sense for sure. I mean, the queen has a lot of needs, and Jaune seems like he's got a lot to give. And protecting the queen and all that. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep moving here, guys.
Yep. Push this boat along. Just
Yeah. We're gonna move on over to Marigold. Marigold, the queen once expressed a desire you knew you couldn't fulfill. What have you done about it?
Well, it happened right before the pollen shortage of 93. She said, listen, Buzzlebee just talked to me. I should give away all of these resources to the people. I said, listen, you skim a little off the top. Who's gonna know? Listen, there's gonna be nectar tomorrow. Let's think about today. And then I was telling her a story about some of my past. She asked about my tattoos. They say buzz buzz. I said, listen, it's a long story. I got them in prison. And she was like, what did you go to prison? It's a whole story. I won't go into the details and bore these fine people, but suffice it to say, she asked me to kind of get more resources, get more nectar so that we could produce more honey, build a bigger hive. I'm a carpenter bee after all, in charge of a squadron of guys, and I couldn't come through. I reached out to all my contacts. I called Stinky Pete. Stinky Pete didn't answer. I called Ralph. Ralph was busy. I called Rebecca. She said, lose my number. I said, that's no way to talk to your father. Anyway, I couldn't do it. So what have I done about it? I'm working on some stuff, all right? I don't understand why I'm under the microscope here. This isn't about me.
It's just a question. Jaune.
I feel like Jaune would be aware of this. Worker bee, officer, guard, many hats. And he would see Marigold struggling with this task. And again, another night goes by where Marigold, you find Jaune. And John's just like,
Jaune,
Marigold,
what are you doing here so late?
My old friend. This seems a bit unfair to give this kind of workload to a singular person. Yes.
I agree, but why are we having this conversation in my bedchambers?
Because getting you on the street is hard. You be moving too fast for me. I'm a little old, just a little old. You're more spry, quicker, faster. You are a carpenter bee after all. Yes.
Well, of course I'm a carpenter bee. I've always been a carpenter bee. I was born a carpenter bee. Why do you ask these questions? You know I'm a carpenter bee.
We could probably help each other out. Let's help each other out.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's what I thought we were talking about. Yes, you can help me out.
I can get you your honey. Yes.
Yes.
And he hands him a stack of papers.
All
All
right.
these stacks of papers are detailing a very different story of the queen bee's life. How they shouldn't be in power. There is somebody else.
Oh, I understand. This is like a bloodline thing.
Very, very slowly. Not all at once. A here, there, a paper here, a paper there.
Interesting.
You help me. I help you. Yes.
All right. We have a deal. Now,
there's my Marigold.
Let's consummate this deal.
Never.
Hey, we're fading to black. Fading to black. Oh God. Okay. We're
They just buzz off.
Yep.
No. I thought. Oh, shit. And then it fades to black.
Yep. But for some reason it fades back open, and Buzzlebee is there.
I was just listening in through the window a little bit. I hope that the two of you are doing well. I was just wondering, because I haven't heard that part of the story. Why were you in prison? And is that what resulted in the strained relationship with your daughter?
It's a long story, Buzzlebee, but I'll say this. And it feels like I can trust you. I know you also harbor skeletons in your closet. Some would say mainly spines.
Yeah, home defense skeletons. I have 3 for myself personally under my bed.
You can never have. Yes, self-defense. Very good.
Do you have one under yours? I could provide one.
I have something that serves as it's spine adjacent.
Oh.
We'll just leave it there. We'll leave it there. We'll let the chat decide.
We'll leave it there.
What I mean. But so the reason I went to prison is because I stung a guy. Okay? I stung a guy. And the normal bee thing happened. The stinger fell out, but I miraculously lived. It's a miracle. And now, you know, they were like, you shouldn't have done that. And they threw me in prison. That, and so I gave a lot of dark money to an organization that was able to make a law to redefine what a lake was. And so now, so that's very specific though. That was a political thing. It's not important. I don't want to get into politics with you.
No,
you've got enough to worry about.
My old heart can't take those kinds of conversations. But I will say, did you manage to get your is your stinger still out? Is it still vacant? I look around. I'm just what's going on back there?
I opened the sheets of my bed. Yes, of course. As you can see here, I'm in recovery. Well, and you can notice that you're definitely seeing what looks to be probably a wasp, because there's definitely still a stinger there. And most bees would die after they sting some things, or depending on the type of bee. I don't know if carpenter bees do. Don't check me on that. But
it's completely unrealistic.
Marigold is like, anyway. But
well, I appreciate you being as we established previously. You are quite the honest bee.
Yes.
And you know that my secret drawer up in my buzzy little bee brain is locked tight. So I'll say that any secrets that you may or may not have are safe with me.
Incredible. If I come across a secret, I will tell you that secret.
All right. Of course,
Anyway.
on completely unrelated matters, I've always wanted to get into the wasp black markets. Maybe maybe you've heard something in your networks or something like that. Anyways, I shall be off, and then he just jumps out the window.
As Marigold just
Incredible.
witnesses this bee jump out a window,
No.
not necessarily buzzing out or flying out, just jumping out.
When Buzzlebee flies, it's kind of like the really old kind of farty bee flies. Like he dips a bit and then comes back up, and then he dips a bit
Like
again.
Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
Flappy Bird's his way out of there.
We move on over to Ophelia, Ophelia, you get a question from our lovely chat. Thank you so much for the donation.
Oh my gosh, thank you, chat.
So, Ophelia, this question comes to you. If you had one wish, what would it be? Spelled with 2 E's.
First of all, that's amazing. Thank you for whoever sent that question. I love that you did that. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to pick something because I feel like I'm already living the dream as is, getting to work for the queen and all the amazing things that I get to do for her and the hive and for everybody. I guess if I had one wish, I would wish for everybody to see themselves how I see them, and see just how amazing the queen is, or at least see the queen through my eyes and just how wonderful she is. But I wish that they would see themselves as amazing and as hardworking as I see them, because everybody works so hard in their respective fields. I mean, I've heard so many stories about Buzzlebee, and I mean, Marigold is like a living legend. Jaune, it just does such amazing work. Daisy and Sty all do such amazing work for the queen. I wish that everyone saw them how I saw them, but I guess specifically, I wish everyone saw the queen how I saw the queen.
Ophelia, you are just a ray of sunshine in this
thank you.
dark hive. And I think Marigold would agree, wouldn't you, Marigold?
Of course. Absolutely. Disembodied voice. I agree with you implicitly. Ophelia, I know that you work very closely with the queen.
Mm-hmm.
You're checking itineraries. You're making schedules. So who exactly are we journeying to potentially recruit and for this outside force that's attacking? Explain to us who we are setting out to meet and how they are going to help us, please.
Well, I know that they're going to help us a lot in regards to the expansion in the West Hive, the West part of the Hive.
Right, manifest destiny.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Not that.
Sorry.
I meant.
No, it's Marigold's destiny. Come on.
So sorry.
I'm sorry. Did I say? I think I meant the East Hive. The expansion in the East Hive is, I think, what I meant.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, with all the work that's been happening in the East Hive, I know that this individual is going to help us out there. But I'm only told the information that I need to know, and I believe that the queen said that I will need to know that information when I need to know that information.
Amazing. That sounds like the queen. That sounds
I know.
exactly like something you would say.
She's making sure that I don't stress out about more than I'm already stressed out about, which is really nice of her to do.
It's so true.
She's thoughtful. She's thoughtful. Yeah.
She really, really is. Just letting me come on this trip in general and have a second to put my feet up is so nice of her. I never travel.
I know it, and I heard that her daughter, the princess, is also pretty thoughtful.
I haven't met the princess. I didn't know there was a princess. There's a princess? Is she nice?
As you're talking about the princess, Jaune approaches.
I feel like as this conversation is happening, John just puts an arm over Marigold's shoulder, well, appendage over Marigold's shoulder, and he's just like, "Yes, the princess. You've never heard. Oh, you poor thing. You know, I think you're exhausted. You've been running for a while. You need a break. You need time to wake up." Yes.
I am awake. Well, I've been awake for. She's gonna count on her little bee fingers. 18 hours.
When's the last time that you dreamed?
Well, I'm living my dream every day.
No, dream, REM sleep.
God.
I took a nap 19 hours ago.
Take another nap. Take a deep sleep. Don't you worry. You do such a good job. There are some things that only dreams can tell us. Yes.
Can I do it when we get back? Because what if we get off schedule? Someone has to fix the schedule and has to make sure that everything
will be okay. You and John takes the schedule from their hand if they
Oh,
have it.
I
will. You know me. You have a good idea of how I operate. I will keep things ship tight and ready. And my friend Marigold over here, and they take their appendage and pull Marigold towards them. If you allow me to do that. We will keep things orderly and ready. By the time you wake up, we will have made progress. We'll have been moving. You would just have to step back into your role. You have nothing to fear. Just sleep.
Well,
Dream.
I'd actually feel a lot better if I could sleep with the schedule, so that way I can like make sure I wake up and set my alarms in time, so that way I can make sure that things go smoothly.
We can formulate that, and John very quickly like takes the schedule, like turns around, has a separate copy. It looks like the schedule, but if you have a keen eye, it ain't the same thing. Turns back around, hides the real schedule, has the duplicate. Here you go.
Okay, thank you.
Ophelia, I think because you have been working just so hard, like they've been so busy all day, you do not notice that they are switched.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna for like, I don't know, until like the next round or something. I'm gonna just kind of
8 hours. 8 dream.
15 minutes.
8 hours. If you come back in 15 minutes, it's not really a rest. And then you'll be in the middle of things that we're doing. And that's just going to disrupt the job. 8 hours. 4 hours. Let's do 4. I could cut it down to 4. 4.
2?
Yes. No. 4.
In bee time, that's going to go by so fast.
It's very true.
Is the thing. In bee
4
time.
hours is like 8 hours I could understand. That's a bit of a stretch. That's a jump. But 4 hours, like that.
It's like a snap.
I can see John and Marigold just taking a large leaf and placing it between 2 twigs as a little hammock, and just placing Ophelia inside with another little blanket of flower petals over top of them. As Ophelia says, "Okay, I'm only going to sleep for 15."
Yeah.
It is just he's just rocking the hammock back and forth. Just like your mother, easy to fall asleep. Marigold, we got work to do while they're asleep. We will not wake our daughter. Yes.
What? What?
Hands in the schedule. Let's move.
As they are moving along, we're going to move on over to Sty. Sty, please save us from this chaos, or don't. Please don't. We're going to move on over. We've got Sty. The queen is responsible for the death of someone you loved. Who was it, and what happened? I will put this as a reminder that if you do not like the question, you're welcome to skip it, or to give me a compelling argument why this should go to another person, or you can just answer it yourself.
You know, I think that if anyone has something interesting to say about this, it would probably be John, maybe, perhaps.
Ooh.
After all, he has such a wonderful history, and you know, there's a lot of story behind what's going on there, you know?
And before I move it over to John, would you elaborate a little bit about this? Would you give me some of what you've heard through the hive? For Sty.
What's going on? Sorry.
So before I move this over to John, I was going to ask Sty if they can just elaborate on just like the little bits of rumors they heard about John's family member or beloved.
Well, I heard there was a specific rumor that speculating that he's plotting something. Not sure what. He's pretty vague to terms with it, but it has to do with this supposed family member, and there was some sort of betrayal that occurred between him and our queen. But that is just for speculation. I'm not 100%.
All right. Well, John, if you would take it away. The queen is responsible for the death of someone you loved. Who and why?
The death of our marriage. The death of a life that we could have had. You can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. You can't help someone who does not see error in the ways of what they're doing. What you can do is inspire the next generation. Death comes in many ways. The person that John was when they were first together no longer exists. John's name used to be spelled different. While yes, it's spelled John, is spelled differently now. John now has only one goal in mind. And that goal sometimes gets a little twisted. Vengeance, pleasure, passion, avenge. But it's for the people at the end of the day.
Wow. That is quite a lot of lore that I'm sure not a lot of the hive would remember. But I'm pretty sure Buzzlebee would have some recollection of what you're talking of. Buzzlebee?
John.
Buzzlebee.
That is my name, correct? You and I have known each other for quite a bit now.
We're from the same hatchling group, yes.
We are indeed. But I also remember parts of the bee you once were. And, well, I'm not trying to, say, throw a wrench in your plan by any means. As one of the older bees in the hive, I've managed to see some nice, productive bees that have lived their lives to the fullest, and then I have seen some give way to some of the voices that persist between their two antennae. And when that happens, it tends to cause some unnecessary repercussions. I know who you used to be, and therefore I must remind you that the great pollen shortage of 93 was not just a random event. It was also a previous group of rebel rousers looking to tarnish the name of the queen. And in the process, they ended up almost hurting much of our fellow bees in arms. I trust that you won't make the same mistakes, correct?
Buzzlebee, you worry so much. The difference between me and those rebel rousers that you speak of My friends who are no longer here with us. You know of them, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They jumped at the worst time. They should have been patient, wiser, slower. But they didn't want to listen. Yes, they didn't want to listen. I mourn their loss on a regular. You know this. What I am doing, which you're full aware of, you may play as the old wise elder who always sees things in parts, but you see the full picture. You've been a planner. You are a painter. You like to get into the detail, draw large canvases, and then fine-tune them.
I do enjoy painting. Yes, it is quite a natural hobby. I like making pictures of roses sometimes. They're my favorite.
And we are tending to a rose right now. Yes. Roses must be taken care of. For them to blossom, there must be a delicate hand to guide them. And once they're ready to fully blossom, we let them go. But
And for no particular
weed
reason,
out.
you just hear Ophelia snoring in the background.
I think that Buzzlebee turns around to that, and he turns back and he goes, "Don't take advantage of those that you don't need to. All right. You say that you are different than those that came before, but there's a look in your eyes that makes me question that." And then he's going to hobble away.
And as you're walking away, I think John would just say, "And you sound like those who wish change, but are afraid to act."
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit old. You're gonna have to speak up on that. What was that?
As John continues to echo this to Buzzlebee, because obviously Buzzlebee cannot hear, I want to go back to Sty and ask a different question. Sty, in your eyes, what makes the queen ugly?
Well, it's a little bit of a tough question because, well, from what I've noticed about the queen, and I do praise her for her beauty. She is absolutely beautiful. But it turns out that she does not have that kind of a heart, because if she can only appreciate every so few bees and not appreciate the whole, then what is the point? I would like to think that there's no heart bees within that soul of hers, you know?
I see.
Yeah.
And it seems like you think about that quite a lot, don't you?
I do. It's come up for a little bit, and I just feel underappreciated for what I can do, what I'm able to provide to our queen, and maybe it's just not enough, you know?
Well, if I'm not able to give you words of encouragement, maybe Marigold can. Or they'll comment on something else.
That's exactly what I was going to do. No. Let's do this instead. Sty, I think you're incredible. I think you're a real go-getter. A real, the bee's knees, some would say. And I think if you were, hypothetically, if you were queen, what would you do first? What would be your first order of business?
Business.
Well, I think for me, it's important to establish some respect between the hive, between every sort of bee living in that hive. Honestly, I think it's better to establish that before going on and trying to produce the hive as a whole and try to understand all of them, because they are just as important. Every single one of them living in the hive.
That's incredible. That's beautiful. Have you heard of communism?
You stew about that question while Buzzlebee comes over.
Oh, communism, let me tell you about it.
Listen, comrade.
Listen, I'm old. I was back there where B. Marx first wrote up his
Oh,
manifesto.
no.
It was a wild time.
Wow.
Anyways, comrade. Stein, you said that you were feeling underappreciated, yes?
Yeah. Sometimes it feels that way, you know, because apparently I'm just not. I seem to work my little bumbly bee off all the time as my as an assistant supervisor for the production line, but apparently I'm not mentioned once to the queen. So what is the point anymore, you know?
Well, I would say that there is somebody else who isn't in the exact same situation as you, but has similarities. And then we hear the snoring from over a ways. Ophelia, yes? You two are relatively close, right?
Yeah, I would like to think so, yes.
Have you expressed these feelings with her, as they are also a very... Also, sorry, I realized that I fucked up on the pronouns. That is totally my bad. My bad.
You're good.
They are quite the hard worker. Yes. And I feel as if they would understand where you are coming from in that regard. In fact, I put something together for the two of you, if you would like to take it. Going about the human world, I have heard tell of these things called bee-ship bracelets, and he's going to take out two little bracelets, and in the middle of them, you see a solidified piece of royal jelly.
Oh.
Don't ask me how I got these, but perhaps you present it as a gift. You all talk it over and see if you can both lift each other up in that regard. On top of that, them.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I just am curious, like, of your travels, because you seem to tend to travel a lot. How do you learn about these things so much?
Caffeine-laced nectar does wonders for an old body. I mean, typically I'm just farting around in the air, but take one of those things, I can be to one of those newfangled lakes that Marigold was telling me about.
Oh, I wonder, it was kind of smelly over here. Never mind. Anyways, you were saying.
But I also know that there might be some shifts coming in the hive at some point in the future. And I want to make sure that the two of you are able to look out for each other when that happens, if that happens.
Okay.
Because you all are both very proud members of the hive.
Yeah. I will it's honestly I'm too nervous to tell Ophelia anything regarding how I feel, because honestly, it's just a matter of, listen, I know she enjoys working for the Queen so much, and apparently she's been given high praise by the Queen herself, so, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
We
know
can
if she'll
understand that.
100% understand that, you know?
Hmm. Well, if you ever do need an ear, I've been known to. Well, I don't have. Well, I could probably find one. I could probably find an ear somewhere around here. Speaking of
do we?
ears, something that might help you on the job, and he's going to pull out a cartoonishly, like, small size, like, sort of music iPod type playing thing. There's this thing called music that the humans listen to, and one particular band named the Bee Gees. I think they're from up north somewhere, from the hives that we don't tend to visit. Maybe this would help you on your job as well.
And as Buzzlebee is showing the beauty that is the Bee Gees to Sty, I just wanted to say thank you all so much for so far getting us to $70 of our goal. Woo, 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 woo. Just as a reminder that all the donations that we collect today go straight to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We are super incredibly grateful to be a part of this event for Roll for Wishes, and we hope that we can get even so closer to their 20K goal. If you need a link to cause some chaos, please go ahead and check it out right on over there or pinned in the message. And we'll continue on with the story, maybe with the Bee Gees, but we'll go ahead back on over to Buzzlebee. Buzzlebee, what do you do that disappoints the Queen on this journey? And trust me, it's not playing the Bee Gees.
They're all the rage. We're going to be bringing them back every day now. He's playing it on loop. Everyone just gets completely sick of it. What would Buzzlebee do that disappoints the Queen? Oh, I think I know. I think that somehow the Queen's many drones and many worker bees happen to spot the friendship bracelets that Buzzlebee handed off to Sty and Ophelia. And they notice the spot of royal jelly. And that calls into question how Buzzlebee acquired that, and thus, perhaps, Buzzlebee is called into or is questioned by some of the other bees. And he'll reveal that some of his surplus of goods, he might have been, as Marigold puts it, skimming off the top a little bit from the Queen's own supply. Because in Buzzlebee's mind, the Queen sometimes tends to do that to her own citizens. So it only makes sense to redistribute some of the goods. In the words of B. Marks.
Jaune has a thing to say about that.
GM, I have a question. Is this interrogation being held in a closed off room?
I will say that whatever drones had seen the bracelets would have told the Queen, and the Queen would have asked for a private audience with Buzzlebee.
I think as this is happening, Buzzlebee, you see Jaune. You see that they have that stoic face whenever they have to play guard, but you see there's a crack in that stoic face. You see the gears start turning on. How do I get him out of here?
Buzzlebee is just going to... Actually, even better. I feel like Buzzlebee is going to go, no just like quickly when nobody is looking.
You can see like there's like a psychic link at this moment, I would imagine, of like a conversation through facial expressions. The community needs you. I can't do what you do. If you're gone, this plan gets kicked further down the road. You want to talk about violent revolution? People making ridiculous decisions? What's the plan, old man?
I'm
Put me in,
old.
coach.
I'm old. I don't know if my body is cut out for these things anymore. I've been interrogated many times in my day. Does that hold on? I need to have some of my honey.
As you have that honey, just wanted to say thank you so much to Tommy for the $20 donation. Appreciate that. We are now up to $90. Can we get to 100 in the next 10 minutes? Who knows?
I feel like John.
If we get to 100 in the next 10 minutes, I will cause chaos for everyone.
Ooh.
Incredible.
Yes.
I feel like John is going to see this conversation happening, and Buzzlebee doing the things that he was openly told him about. Inaction is no action. Inaction is subservient. It only adds to the current regime. And he's finally going to say, my queen, if I may, we can repurpose this one. You know my talents. You know my abilities. Give me some. And they look at you, Buzzlebee, and you can see the glint in their eyes of, these are words that he's saying. These are not what's about to happen. There's something else about to go on. You've seen this glint many times.
Of course.
Talents.
The queen will take your words and with just a slight nod, because she trusts you, John. You've known each other quite a while. While affections may have changed, she still believes that you are the number one bee to protect her. And so she will allow this.
Oh, well, gracious queen, I do appreciate it. You know that I have served this kingdom quite well, so it does this old buzzing heart good. Also, if I may bestow a gift, and he's going to pull out another music player. And he's going to say, this one has a lot of songs from somebody that they call the Queen Bee. I thought that you would relate to it a little bit, so here you go.
I don't know if you all remember hit clips, but I just imagine Buzzlebee just taking out a hit clip and then just like shoving in the cartridge and be like, and all of a sudden it's just Beyonce in Destiny's Child. Oh,
30
man.
seconds of a song. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there's beats. And also there's another band on there called Queen. It doesn't have the B part of it, but they have a song called Don't Stop Believing, and it kind of hits. It kind of hits.
She looks at you and says, that's Journey, but I will allow it.
I fricked up.
This is the second game I've been in where hit clips have been talked about. Like that's
No
in a
way.
year. Justin, you know what I mean by that. This is very funny.
Incredible.
I had a nickel.
I'd have 2
I
nickels.
had a nickel.
Which isn't a lot, but it's kind of crazy. It happened twice. The queen takes your gift with semi-suspicious gaze, but then nods you and kind of waves you off as you go on with John to do whatever you are about to do. We'll move on over to Daisy. Daisy, what did you bring with you to protect the queen?
Oh, I keep track of the eggs, so I brought my list of the clutches of the hatchlings.
Clusters?
So clusters, yes. Clutches for birds. My bad. I don't know. That's sort of my role. So that's what I brought along to help.
And that's more of like a notary to show the queen and say, oh, everything is taken care of, everything is safe. So she is well assured that everything is well taken care of. Ophelia.
Now, I wouldn't say that the queen does it herself, though I do think a certain
Some Bobby.
yeah, does it as part of her schedule. But Ophelia would buzz over and she'd say, "How are they doing, Daisy? How's everything going?"
Oh, wonderful. We haven't seen any other potential queens, so we are all good in that sector.
Oh, that's good to hear, because the last time apparently there was another queen, there was a whole hubbubaloo, and it caused quite a ruckus, and I guess it had something to do with what happened in 93, although I'm not entirely sure what happened in 93, but she wanted me to come over and make sure that there weren't any more queens, because she did not want a repeat of 93, so...
Yeah, there was another one more recently. Unfortunately, not.
Oh.
But it's taken care of.
Oh. Well, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate what you do. And, you know, it takes somebody with a lot of patience to take care of the hatchlings. So I just wanted to say that I think you're doing a really great job.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Do you name them, or does she come up with the names?
Oh, well, she has the official naming powers, but I have my little nicknames for them because it's so clinical and cold to go 1 to 1.B and that sort of thing. So I named them after flowers.
Can you tell me what these ones are named?
Well, there's chrysanthemum and lily of the valley and guys, I promise I know flowers. I'm bad.
Okay. I will say that
Marigold,
as you are listing these flowers, as that is such a beautiful gift that you have been given, we've reached $120. Woo, woo, woo! Which means that I get to cause chaos.
Oh no.
For our lovely group. Don't worry, it's not that much. But with each of your answers, you must have a little bit of buzz in your speech. So a little bit more buzz, or you must act like you are buzzed.
Oh, no.
You must choose one or the other. Extra Z's or getting a little buzzed is a good time. We'll
Okay.
move on over to Jaune. Jaune, your next question is, who is this distant power you are traveling to, and why do they make you uneasy?
And remind me, what's the stipulation to how we have to answer these again?
You can answer it however you'd like. The only stipulation is that you must have a couple of extra Z's, or you must act like you are buzzed.
I think we're heading to the what is it? Not when it's a neighboring, not a sister kingdom, but a conjoined kingdom of some sort. We share like
A neighboring hive.
Yeah,
of sorts.
a neighboring beehive for just an annual festival of some sort. A culmination of our joining powers of prospering together. However, Jaune knows this hive has a tendency to be a little bit invasive, a little zany, so to speak, a little antagonistic, to say the least. It's very odd that a bunch of bees would align themselves with wasps. Jaune doesn't say anything, though. He has his own problems. But there's always a sneaking suspicion that somebody is always watching. Not him, not Marigold, not the rest of his crew that he's kind of assembled and has tenuous relationships with, but somebody else who knows about Ophelia. And that as they get closer, that feeling of being watched gets heavy. And the mask that Jaune generally has that separates the various masks that he puts on starts to crack a little more. Personalities start to get a little funky.
Very interesting. While we live in this reality that everyone has seen just a little bit of a crack in the mask of Jaune, we'll move on over to Marigold. Marigold, what brings out the queen's cruelty? Now, you have been someone who has known this a couple of times, whether you inflicted it or not. But I'm curious for the rest of the audience.
Well, there one. Okay, so what had happened was the queen has very particular sort of tastes. She likes everything a certain way, you know, and I had gone up to her and I was talking to her and I was like, listen, sometimes things need to be a little different. You gotta, sometimes change is important. And she said, why? She said, get out of here. And I said, you better not. Anyway, it was crazy. It was nuts. Buzzlebee, any more of the caffeine? What's going on, man?
Well, we ran out of the caffeine a little ways back, but I do have storage of something very, very good. This right here is
Incredible.
fermented honey mead.
Oh, incredible.
It has been fermented for...
It's for men? Well, I'm technically a they, them, so that probably won't work. But I appreciate the offer.
I will say, for anybody who is interested, this will get you absolutely buzzed.
And this will be a quick reminder to all of my cast to please drink up. Cheers, everyone.
But she does get very cruel. It's when things don't go her way. She is a big visual planner. She sets up these ideas for how things are gonna go, and then when they don't reach that sort of level, these lofty ideas, when they fall short, she just crumbles. And that sort of manifests as a cruelty of sorts.
Mm-hmm,
You know, she's a big. I tell her, I said, hey, Queen, when you're pointing at somebody, you got three fingers pointing right back at you. You know what I mean, sister? And so she said, we don't have hands, idiot. And I said, how dare you? I said, how dare you? How dare you foil my analogy? And I harumphed right out of her office. I simply harumphed.
Yeah, you know, you must harumph every now and again. But yeah, no, I wouldn't want to hang around that queen. Dang. We'll move over. We'll say that, Ophelia, you have woken from your sleep. You feel so well rested. It has been a total of 35 minutes.
And you know what else? I also had some of Buzzlebee's honey mead because I heard that it would give me extra energy, and boy, do I feel great.
You feel so good right now that you're going to actually tell us, when was the last time you had the queen's undivided attention? And do you hope to have it again?
Oh. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've had her undivided attention. I mean, I have it for like maybe a couple of seconds if I'm telling her the schedule of the day. But I don't think that there's ever been a time where it was just because of something I've said. She kind of only sort of tolerates me when I do really good work, and so I don't think she really pays attention to me all that much. But maybe someday. I feel like there was a time, a really, really, really long time ago, and I was like this big.
Buzzlebee, this stuff is strong. Sty, can you can you decipher any of that for us?
Yeah, well, I honestly, I just approach Ophelia and I'm like, are you doing okay?
I feel great. I took a nap. And then Buzzlebee said that there was some honey mead and that it would make me feel good and like then that it was like
you
yummy.
Look pretty buzzed, honestly, but honestly,
I
yeah.
feel great. I feel like great.
Yeah?
Although I didn't take that much of a sip. I took like that much. I don't really drink anything other than honey, so this is a brand new thing for me.
That's wild, honestly. You don't ever take naps, as far as I know.
I don't think I ever really sleep. No.
Yeah, you're honestly one of the hardest workers that I know.
That means a lot to me coming from you, because you're one of the hardest workers I know.
That's very sweet, because I don't feel that way about myself sometimes.
I want you to know, Sty. And she like takes Sty's face. I need you to know that I have tried to push through so many recommendations for you to get a promotion so many times, and I don't understand why they haven't gone through yet. I mean, I think you'd be a wonderful supervisor, and then you and I could get to work together more, and then maybe it would be nice to work with somebody who like makes me smile and not feel so crazy and stressed.
Well, I'm grateful that you think that way of me, because honestly, I quite frankly don't feel that way about myself sometimes.
Well, sometimes all it takes is somebody looking at us like we are the most precious honey on the face of the earth to make us believe that we are truly that precious. Or, as I like to say, fake it till you make it, otherwise you'll crash. I crashed once. It wasn't fun, and I was told by the queen to never do that again, so I haven't.
Oh. Well, I think you should definitely take your own advice for sure, and you should definitely take more breaks. You are one of the hardest people that I know, hardest working people, and I think you deserve way more than what you're getting, you know?
Aw, you're so
quite
sweet.
frankly, I mean, I don't know. I have a question. Do you feel how I feel about the work sometimes? Just underappreciated and from the queen and just in general? Do you feel like we are constantly being overworked?
I would say that being
Ophelia, you are
overworked-
completely overrun with the nectar of this mead right now. So you must tell the truth.
I sometimes, on occasion, maybe a little bit when I have my 15 minutes of alone time per 24-hour shift, knock into things. So
knock into things at work
that.
sometimes, or you
No, yes, I can't tell a lie apparently. No, I do sometimes knock into things, but I do on occasion, sometimes in my 15 minutes of alone time, do feel a little underappreciated, yes. But I then remind myself that the queen loves me and that I am doing this for her.
I mean, does she? I mean, because I kind of overheard that you sometimes don't feel as appreciated by the queen, and I don't know. I thought you would.
I think I said it once at the beginning of my career. Maybe wrote it down in my diary a couple of days ago. But I would never say that because she has given me a wonderful, amazing job, and if I didn't work this job, I wouldn't know you. Ophelia is still holding on to your face, by the way. To help out chat. You're welcome, chat.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I see you.
you all happen to see Jaune walk by, as Ophelia, you're still holding on to Stai's face and just confessing all of these things to them.
If I may, can I walk in a way where only Stai can see me?
Correct.
And there's just this look from Jaune, and it's not a threatening look, nothing of the sort.
Oh God.
But it's a look of you and Jaune have talked. You and them have spoken about like Ophelia, what they mean to you, what they mean to Jaune. And there's just this look where they're as if it's saying, help them soar, help them climb. You know what to do. This is no longer a job. This is a choice that you have to make.
And while Stai, you have just been given this thought by Jaune, I would like to ask you this next question.
Okay.
Stai, when was the last time the queen gave you a compliment? And why have her words stayed with you?
Honestly, I think she's been thinking back because, she's had some time to reflect. And it's like, has she actually complimented me though? The only thing that she hears is good job. But then again, she says that to basically all of her coworkers, especially, and then she even turns and sees that her own supervisor gets even higher praise than she does, because of course she does. I mean, granted, her supervisor, but she'll just treats her like garbage and asks her to do most of the menial tasks that she was supposed to do. But, instead of getting the credit for it, and she gets a slight good job, it's not enough,
And so with that in mind, and Jaune just gave you the look and the, I don't want to say order, but the encouragement to let them soar. You know what to do. How do you react in this moment?
Hey, Ophelia?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of a bee ship bracelet?
What's a bee ship bracelet?
Okay, I want you to hold out one of your little arms.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's gonna slip on the little bracelet.
This is so cute. Where did you get this?
Oh, something I found. And you were just sniffing it.
This
oh my
is-
God.
I don't think anyone's ever given me a gift before. This is so nice. Thank you. I'm never taking this off. Am I allowed to can I I want it to I love it.
Oh, well, I'm glad you do. Because you know what? You mean more to me than even the queen herself, okay? And I think you deserve to fly on your own.
Can you love someone like that more than the queen?
You know what? I think you can.
Marigold, you hear this.
Can I show up in a way where only Ophelia can see me?
Yes, you can.
Like our two dads giving us advice.
Yes,
our two
you
parents
can.
Oh my God, our
And
two
I
parents
look,
just giving
I
us
look at
advice.
Ophelia, both of us buzzed, and I just go, you know it's Zuzu. We talked about it, and and let her soar, and I leave.
I'm sorry, can I interject real quick? When I see Marigold leave, can I just hit him with the meanest of like appendage, like dap-ups?
When your parents ship you and want you to get together. When your bee parents.
Yes.
Oh my God.
As this whole moment has, I guess, happened, we have reached the end of the line for, as you all are on your journey, you have shared these stories, you have protected the queen this forth, something terrible happens. The queen is now under attack, and you need to decide, will you defend her? For some reason, it's not. There we go. The queen is under attack. Do you defend her? At this time, I need all of my players to think on whether or not they are going to defend the queen. You will be placing your thumb up if you're defending her, or you'll be placing your thumb down for doing something completely different. You cannot choose to stay in the middle. We are going to go around one at a time. And Sty, for you, if you put your switch up, then that means a thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up, and then I'm gonna lower my head for like this.
Perfect.
Yeah, sorry, audience, you're not gonna see my face for a little bit.
No, that's totally
Well,
fine.
that's not spoiling. Yeah.
And audience, we have, I guess, the next 5 minutes to reach our $250 goal. If we don't reach it, that is absolutely fine. Every dollar counts and goes straight to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We appreciate all the donations we've received so far. But just remember, we do have some amazing rewards, not only from some of our cast, but from some other sources as well, like a Dropout TV subscription or some board games or RPGs. So go check those out. Players, if that intrigued you too, please feel free. But we'll go ahead. And on the count of 3, I need my players to decide, are they going to defend the queen? Or are they going to be backing away or going against her? 1, 2, 3. Wow. Some things have happened today. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to go around one by one, and you have to tell me why you have decided to either defend or to run away or go against the queen. And I want you to describe one action that happens during this time. Buzzlebee, as the lone person to protect the queen during this time, please explain why and what are you going to do?
Let me make one thing very crystal clear. I am not defending the queen.
Oh.
I am attempting to defend those who would come under harm should the queen befall to harm as well. Currently, Buzzlebee is very knowing of the things going on in the hive. He sees that the queen's, I was going to say claws, but bees don't have that. At least not the Buzzlebee has ever seen. But her appendages are still too entranced within the hive to the point where things wouldn't come crashing down if harm were to befall her. He cares for those around him, and thus he feels as if, as of right now, it is the right action. But it's entirely possible that future circumstances could shift his opinion should he make it out of this fight.
All right.
And you said an action as well.
An action. So at this time, I'll say that the neighboring kingdom, the wasps, the ones who you were trying to form this alliance with, have decided that's not our style. And they come out of the woodwork in droves, coming with stingers straight out, aimed straight for the queen's head. What do you do?
I feel as if Buzzlebee is is going to look at everyone else here, and he's going to say, I suppose it's time for me to buzz off, as it were. Goodbye, my friends. And he's going to pull out 2 spines dual-wielding them as he charges into the ranks of the wasp to try and get them off the queen.
All right. Now, just remember my other players. This is the first action that has happened. You can still do something about it. But Daisy, you have decided that the queen has been too much and has driven you all to work yourselves basically to death, and you've decided not to defend her at this time. What are you doing? Or why and what are you doing?
She made me dispose of one of the queen eggs, the potential queen eggs. And we're supposed to protect those. And she made me do away with it. So I cannot in good conscience protect my queen today. And so I go to Jaune and I apologize profusely. And then I fly as fast as I can to escape the wasps.
All right. Thank you, Daisy. Moving on over to Jaune. Jaune, why have you decided not to defend the queen this day? Not that you have to explain yourself too much, but please give the audience one final why and what will you do?
I think Jaune sees Daisy leaves after that conversation. They understand. They were the one that named Ophelia after all. And having to choose between your queen and, in a weird sense, in a wild sense, your own child, both who you would serve unloyally, it's easier just to leave. They see Buzzlebee fighting for their life. They do not fight to protect the queen. They fight to protect their old friend, for he is still needed. They fight to protect their daughter, who does not know that they're related, as he takes out a great sword. One that I believe, but would you say, Buzzlebee, that you gave this to Jaune some time ago?
Oh, yes, I actually have another model one right here. So, yeah, this is probably the same thing I handed you. Yeah.
A great sword that, like Buzzlebee's, can be broken into two in case of, needing to dual wield or attach to become a sword spear. As he's fighting these wasps and grabbing one saying, "We had a deal. You broke that. Now you must be eliminated. No one will know your name." Whoosh! As he proceeds to eliminate them from history.
May I add one quick thing?
Yes.
Is that allowed? Buzzlebee just is gonna mutter, "Glad it was with a piece of good merchandise."
All
Support
right.
your local shops.
Yes, support your local vendors, please. Moving on over to Marigold. Marigold, why have you decided this day not to defend the queen? And please tell us what you are doing in this time.
So the reason I went thumbs down for the queen was really a question of values and the type of hive we would like to see in the future. And I felt monarchies are not for me. And so, as much as I agreed with overthrowing the queen, I didn't necessarily agree with Jaune's plan of just instilling a new queen. I like Ophelia plenty. And so I think at this battle, as things go awry, as Buzzlebee and Jaune enter into combat, there's a moment where I just go, "Everybody look at me now." And I take off a bee mask and I'm a wasp underneath the whole time.
The whole time?
And I say, "Buzz, buzz, baby." And I attack the bees.
Is there
I've been
anyone?
feeding them
See this
intel
coming.
this whole time. If you won't convert to communism, then you're dead to me. Monarchies are a failure.
Now, I
no
must ask,
kings, no queens.
Marigold, are you are you fighting this retinue first, or are you going after the drones first?
Absolutely not. I've seen what Jaune can do in battle. I'm terrified of him. I'm immediately going for the small bees. Not
Wonderful.
necessarily Ophelia or Daisy or Sty. I feel too bad about that. I'm genuinely connected to them.
Right. So you have a connection, but you're still like, it's for the wasps at this time.
Yeah. I'm still hoping I can win them over with my charm.
All right. Moving on over to Ophelia, you've decided in this final hour, after being so devoted to the queen, that you are actually going to go against her, or should I say betray her. Please tell us why, and what are you doing now?
It's interestingly enough a similar situation to Buzzlebee, in that she isn't not defending the queen, she's defending the bees and singular wasp from this wasp. Even if that wasp is against them, she's defending that wasp, man. From this attack, because they're the first people to show her true kindness and like care. And I think in this moment of not truly seeing straight until this situation sobers her up, it's this moment of shock and realization that she could do and be so much more, so much more, if she wasn't so devoted to somebody that was just exploiting her for the blind love and care that she gives. And I think her action, as she witnesses all this betrayal and self-sacrifice, is she's actually going to attempt to broker peace between the bees and the wasps in an attempt to avoid a mass casualty event between the bees and the wasps.
Taking up some democratic and like busyness, you know. Good. Yeah. Okay. I see you. And then finally, Sty, you have absolutely decided not to defend the queen this day. Why, and what are you doing now?
Honestly, it's more of a reflection of she knows she is just a drone to the queen, and after everything, it's just a matter of she does not want to feel like a drone anymore. And with disconnecting with Ophelia, it's a matter of, okay, there's someone, there is a bee who sees her for what she is and what she could be. And it's a matter of, okay, you know what, I could be so much more, and I want to try to. I think after thinking about it a little bit more, it's like, okay, you know what, I do not want to leave Ophelia's side, and I want to help her soar as well. And so she's gonna take her action to go help Ophelia defend in any way she can, and hope neither of them die in the process.
Can I throw something in for Sty real quick?
Absolutely.
Sure, absolutely.
From the back of Jaune, like around, like from pretty much like his small of his back, lays another sword. He sees Sty join the fray, unbuckles it, boomerangs it over to you.
And I catch it.
You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to win.
I turn to one of the wasp generals and I go, this is very confusing. One of them is trying to parlay some peace between us. The other one is boomeranging swords. This is a new strategy.
Listen to the one brokering, please.
And with that, my players, I'm going to take over the cinematic view for just a moment.
All right.
As the wasps are coming in and encircling the entire caravan of everyone here collectively, Buzzlebee, with no hesitation, takes out 2 spines and stands in front of the queen, and surprisingly in front of some others as well, Ophelia and Sty. Jaune is over behind with a great sword, knowing that Ophelia cannot die this day. Daisy, having confided with Jaune about what she had to do, flies off straight back to the hive, while Marigold stands on top of a stump, reveals their true self as an actual wasp, and does a little funny dance because can't get the bees dance out of them. Sty and Ophelia back to back, one conversing, trying to broker peace, while Sty, now catching a sword within their hand, is holding it outstretched, ready to defend their friend. The wasps enclose, the camera seems to fizzle, and the one thing that we see off in the distance is Daisy, but we know that within her bag, there is one queen egg left. And with that, there is the end of For the Queen. Thank you all so much for joining us for this buzzin' good time. Amazing job to all of the players here today. I think we brought forth an amazing story. Thank you all so much for donating to Roll for Wishes as we are raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Thank you for joining us for a For the Cause event. We have these once a month, and tomorrow is another event where we are going to be raising money for the Bat Conservation International with some guests from the 20-Sided Tavern. So if you want some more stories and some fun stuff, please come and join us then. Just go ahead and give us a follow, a like, and we will see you tomorrow. But stay tuned with us on our social medias. I'm going to go ahead and bring it back on over to our players to do one final outro. We're going to go in reverse order. So Sty, you're going to go first. Please let the audience know who you were, who you are, and where they can find you.
All right, hello guys. This has been Lise, also known as Happy Tacos. I played Sty Bizzwell. You can find me on most social medias, particularly Blue Sky and Instagram at IamHappyTacos. You can find out wherever the heck I'm gonna be next. I like doing streams like this all the time. I work with the Queer XP as one of their social media managers, and I'm also a reoccurring player for Halfling Wizard Productions. We do a Monster of the Week campaign on their Twitch every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to see something spooky for the Halloween season, I would definitely check that out. All right, that's me.
Awesome. Moving on over to Ophelia.
See, I was listening to that song when I named the character. Hi, everybody. I was playing Ophelia, our hopefully, knock on wood, soon to be Queen Bee. But I'm mostly known as Dakota. You can find me on most social places at Western Dakota. I can also be found over at the Dicescape on their Fallout the Garden of Adam series, as well as The Last Arcanist, which is a Daggerheart actual play. I also help run their social media and marketing stuff. I can also be found over at the Strangers Guild on their limited Dungeons & Dragons 5e series, Soulbound, which will be coming to an end soon over on their Twitch and will be available for your listening and viewing pleasures soon on YouTube and wherever you find your podcasts. I can also be found, since I mentioned I do football, over on the One Bar and Lubbock show on my segment Spit and Fire with Coda, where I talk all things hot takes featuring the Minnesota Vikings. And for those of you who are aware, yes, Wisconsin did make a law in which they changed the definition of a lake purely to say that they had more lakes to Minnesota. Thank you, Justin, for bringing that up again. Anyway, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Marigold, we'll move over to you.
Leave it to me for a pre-camera bit. I love to do that. That's my favorite thing to do. Okay. And if it were up to me, we wouldn't even have explained it. We would just let the audience live in that awkwardness. But anyway, I'm Justin Galliani. I use they, them pronouns, as my character did today as well. Marigold, secretly a wasp, which straight up, somebody guessed that in the chat, and I was like, hilarious, let's do it. Didn't start today as a wasp, found it along the way. It was like, that's so funny. Like, let's do it. Anyway, you can find me everywhere at So You Want to Be a DM or So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master, the podcast. We're on all the social things. And I'm just like Dakota, will also be at PAX U and super looking forward to it. So come find me.
Moving on
It
over
sounded like
to
That's
Tourette.
it, just ominously. Yeah, sneak up on me,
Like a
please.
Tourette.
Yeah.
we'll move on over to
Surprise me.
Jaune. Jaune.
All right. Hey, everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG/D&D verse here on the interwebs. You can find me under most platforms with the name Everyman. There's some underscores there in between the words, or you can just look me up by my name, Blackwell. It's been a joy doing this. I'm just here to show you that, hey, you can do this too. You can tell an awesome story with some awesome people, and then you got to wake up to your 9 to 5 in the morning, or if you're like me, you got a 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 wake up call from your residential kaiju. I will be doing more Roll for Wishes for the rest of this month, which is how many days?
We got 6 days or 5 days left.
Oh God, October went by fast.
Mhm.
But you'll see me doing one more show on Wednesday, and I believe something on one moment. This is why we put things in a calendar. Yeah, just Wednesday. That'll be my last run for Roll for Wishes. And again, I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for watching this wonderful story. Can we just clap it up for everyone real quick? That was some good storytelling.
That was
We
amazing.
said, let's get Shakespeare with
That was
this.
great.
Yes.
Loved it.
Thank you. All right, moving on over to Daisy.
Hi, I was Daisy. My name is Hazel. I use they, she pronouns. I am not streaming with any other services other than For the Cause, but I am very happy to be one of the main people for the cause. And I just had so much fun tonight playing with all of these wonderful people.
Thank you so much for being here as always. And last but certainly not least, we've got Buzzlebee.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is CorgtheMighty. I was your Buzzlebee for today. It was great getting to sell so many various wares to everyone throughout the session for tonight. And also, Blackwell, if you're going to be, going to that whole 9 to 5 and doing the all the stuff that you're going to be doing, I don't think Ophelia finished all of their caffeine laced nectar, so I could probably spice you in for a little bit of a deal on that. But beyond that, I like researching lore. I like explaining lore to the masses on TikTok and YouTube. And then on Twitch, we stream a variety of games. We're streaming a bunch of horror games this week to cap off Spooky Month. Alien Isolation is the headlining act for Halloween. And I've been told that if I got scared by Mortuary Assistant, then this game will kill me. So y'all get to see my funeral on stream. That's going to be great.
Oh, wow. And thank you all again so much for being here. My name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty. You can find me here on For the Cause events once a month at least. And we will be here again tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Queen of the Damned, our vampire-themed game of For the Queen. So please be sure to be here. Since we are helping out Roll for Wishes, I figured we would do a quick raid over to the Logomancy Media where they are playing Candela Obscura. So thank you so much for the donations of $120 here. We have reached 17.3K total for the month of October. And stick around for more stories with Logomancy Media. We will see you all next time.
I'm gonna jump in really quick. Do you
Oh,
mind
yes.
me?
Yes.
I want to shout out Natalie really quickly.
Yes.
As our wonderful game administrator and also the creator of For the Cause. She just celebrated her birthday on Saturday.
Yes.
So very happy belated birthday in the chat. We would not be here without her. We could not do this without her. She does so much work behind the scenes, and I just want to give her a really big happy birthday shout out because it
Yes.
just happened.
We should sing happy birthday now.
No, okay, and with that, we're going to move on over to Logomancy.
Happy
Bye-bye.
birthday to you.